Now we go to the second stupid verse in the Quran. Chapter 21, verse number 17. Allah is a self-sufficient, but if Allah wanted to have a son or a wife, He will take them from ourselves. Remember, the whole idea of self-sufficient is about Allah is one, and He have no partners. Allah now is saying that if you want to have a woman for fun or to have a son, we could surely have taken it from us. If you ask the Muslims about us and we, you see, look how many times Allah here supposedly. When I say Allah, I mean Muhammad. You know, we know all the story is fabricated by Muhammad. When we see here, it says we. This is the first we. And then this is the third we. This is the second we. And this is the third we. So in one line, in one small verse, if we can quote a verse, Allah used the word we 3 times. Now, if we ask the Muslims, why the Muhammadan they use the word we? Let us hear a sheikh. Maybe a sheikh can help us. Right? Let us hear it from the Muslims. Why the Muhammadan they use the word we?
Allah Azza wa Jal, if you read the Quran, refers to Africa, is asking about why Allah is referring to Himself as we in the Quran. Allah Azza wa Jal, if you read the Quran, refers to Himself as I, or refers to Himself with the pronoun we. And this is a well-known way in Arabic. All Arabs know this, that in order to glorify someone, or when someone is in a prestigious place, he refers to himself that we. So the king or the queen could say that we, the Queen of England, have decided to do this and that. We, the king of so-and-so, want...
Imagine that Allah, the self-sufficient, He could not find a self-respect by saying I. He prefer to use we or the Queen of England. We are what? The Queen of England. But as you know, when the Queen of England, she's saying we, the Queen of England, she is talking about in her name and in the name of the nobles. Because she is not ruling by herself. The nobles is the one who elected the queen, and she is the queen of the nobles, not only the kingdom. So she speaks in the name of the authority given to her by the nobles to rule. So she say we. Allah, He glorify Himself by a fake we. Listen, He is self-sufficient. If we ask the Muslims, as we heard, this is not a real we. This is not a real we. The Muslim, they keep saying to us, Allah is one. Correct? They keep saying to us, Allah is one. So now Allah, in order to glorify Himself highly, He used an empty meaning word to feel majestic. He is not happy, neither He is satisfied with being one. It's more respected and more glorified if you say we. Well, in this case, then my God, the God of the Christians, He is the true God. Because if He say we, well, there's a Trinity. He's not faking it. Allah, in order to gain more respect, He used a fake word saying we when He is not we. But isn't it this is a fake title, and that's mean Allah is lying? And how He is self-sufficient and He is not sufficient with His being I? And the Muslims, they keep repeating this everywhere. You know, in Arabic, this is the Arab, they knew that everywhere, everywhere. No, what do you mean we know that? We know where? You know, what we know that men who they are very proud of themselves and they are greedy, they say that, you know, unless a man, he's speaking about a group of people, like we say we and they are a group, then that's acceptable. But to say we just to glorify yourself, that's stupid. Because supposedly you are just one person. And the Muslims do not believe in the Trinity.
A prestigious place.
Prestigious.
He refers to himself that we. So the king or the queen could say that we, the Queen of England, have decided to do this and that. We,
Imagine.
the king of so-and-so, want to establish this and that. So when he says we as a king, he's not referring to the government, he's not referring to his family.
He's referring to who?
Referring to himself as the king.
So Allah, he referred to himself as many when he is one. And all those many is just to make himself more important. Obviously, Allah is not self-sufficient and he is not self-satisfied. Because he need to use a fake word, has nothing to do with his existence of being one, claiming that he is we as many, just to gain more respect, which is very funny and stupid. And if you are saying that Allah is copying from the Arab or people what they say, that is even more stupid. Because people, they can say we. A royal family as an example. A person speaking about his kingdom. A group speaking about his family. You speaking in the name of who? Nobody. So this is number 2. But look, let us go back. Here we have bigger problem than Mr. We. Here it says, had we intend to take a pastime, i.e. a wife or a son, etc. And I love the word etc. When the Muslim, they would etc. They throw rocks, you know, like, what the heck is that, etc. What do you mean? A dog, a cat, what do you mean, etc. So, had we intended to take a pastime, i.e. a wife or a son, we could surely have taken it from us. Look here, we have a bigger problem. We thought we are done with Mr. We. Mr. We here, you know, and Mr. We here, and Mr. We here. But now we have bigger poo-poo. Allah is self-sufficient, the point of it to say, Allah is only one, he do not need anyone. But Allah now, he just said, we will take a partner from us. And he is talking about taking a partner as a wife or a son, as you see in the Muslim translation. So if Allah is the self-sufficient and he is only one, there's no 2, there's no 3, there's no 4, so who is us? Now they cannot say this is the same as we. Why? Because he's talking about taking a partner. Unless you Muslim, you believe that Allah is a transgender, or maybe he is the same as Satan, according to you. He have a penis in the right thigh and a vagina in the left thigh. So he if this by that, and this is how he lay eggs. But the Muslim don't believe in that. So here we have us proving to us that he is not self-sufficient, because when he need to take a partner, he need to go to one of us asking for help. Otherwise, who need us? Are you with me? People, are you with me? Are we taking notes? This is it, chapter 21, verse number 17. Each one of them is enough to destroy the whole cult of Islam, not only just self-sufficient, and the whole thing is destroyed. Islam, all of it is collapsed. One verse. This verse and the verse before it, each one of them alone is a disaster. Allah cannot have a son unless he has a girlfriend. And then the Muslims, in order to cover, they start to duct tape. And Allah, he meant, yes, he says this, but he don't mean that. I mean, so he say this, but he don't mean this. Have you ever heard of a God? Is he self-sufficient to explain the Quran? And that will be another issue too. Because if you ask the Muslims, who can understand the Quran? The Quran gives us the answer, nobody. So if Allah is self-sufficient, can't he make a self-explanatory book? Do not need a million interpretation which don't agree with each other. So the self-sufficient Allah, can he use a self-sufficient Arabic to make his book clear? In fact, Muhammad in the Quran, or Allah, he said that this book is clear. So what is in front of us? The sun set in murky water, in the boiling water, the sperm coming from the backbone, the women have a sperm coming from her ribs, there is mountains where hail in the sky, and Allah break hail from them. I mean, and the thunder is an angel, chapter 13:13. I mean, the Quran is so self-sufficient. Allah is self-sufficient. So this is number 2, and nobody can refute that. So reference number 2 is a chapter 21, verse number 17. Did we take notes? I hope so.